Okay, what you are looking at is St. Bartholomew Grade School, or what used to be St. Bartholomew Grade School. It was opened in about the mid-60s or so to complement St. Bartholomew Church, which had had its inceptions in the 50s after World War II, and came to fruition in the 60s. And along with the church here in Penn Hills, it is emblematic, I think, of the Catholic education here in the Pittsburgh area, because the school it has closed now, and it was built here for the baby boomers who moved to this very suburban area, miles and miles and miles away from downtown Pittsburgh. And I find its closing sort of emblematic of the troubles the church has had here since the 80s, when the mills went down and the population started hemorrhaging. I went to school here. I from first grade here. Was one of the early arrivals, one of the early attendees here when my parents moved to Penn Hills to be with all the other suburbanites who were gonna create this town and did make this town. I went to first grade here. I got my First Holy Communion right over there at St. Bartholomew Church. And yeah, so for years the Diocese of Pittsburgh has been closing city schools and city churches. You know, my high school in Swissvale closed in 1979. You know, so the schools in the city have been shutting and have been shut for years and years and years. Okay, and now the Grim Reaper has come for the suburbanites, has come for the baby boomers, my generation, where I have my earliest history of Catholic education and Catholic upbringing. Okay, so the troubles in the inner city with the closing of the churches and the closing of the schools, the grade schools and the high school, have now reached the suburbs. And St. Bart's closed just this past year, and there is talk of closing the church next. Okay, if nothing else, from what I'm hearing here at St. Bart's, is if the bishop does not close St. Bartholomew, he will close 2 or 3 other churches around here and consolidate. Okay, so consolidation is in order here, and St. Bartholomew may be closed, or it may become the magnet, the center church for 2 or 3 other churches that the bishop will close in the area. Okay, so you know, Catholic education and Catholic upbringing has come to the baby boomer generation and the people from the suburbanites. My history, it's, you know, it's now all by the wayside, along with so much else here from the past.